I'm Lady T506. Welcome to my channel. Hello everyone. I am here for Iyanla Fix My Life Season 9 Episode 7. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you return and you a family member, one of my peoples, welcome back. This episode, like a lot of episodes of Iyanla, it was very heavy in seeing what these siblings went through. They were abandoned by their mom because the mom was on drugs. Now, within the first 5 minutes, it was like, oh my goodness. One of the sons, Kadeen, he was saying how he was washing dishes, minding his business, and I guess he wasn't using hot water, he was using cold water. And I don't know if it was his adopted mother or foster mother, I'm believing his adopted mother, hit him in the head or hit him somewhere in his body with a crock pot. Now, we getting this the first 5 minutes in. Then on top of that, having to perform sexual acts on each other. If you want to eat, okay, you want this burger, okay, perform this sexual act. It's 2:15 on a Tuesday, perform this sexual act. I'm mad at the world, perform the sexual act on each other. Now, we're already dealing with being abandoned by our mother, being taken away from her, putting into foster care, being abused, being adopted and thinking maybe it's better, and then being abused again, and then having to deal with my abuser being my sibling who was forced to do this. All these things going on. Michael, he is like the middle son. He was beaten so severely that he developed epilepsy. Now, if you don't know what epilepsy is, it is a seizure disorder. So now he has issues with his brain because he was beat with golf clubs, bats, you name it. And it's like, we've gone through all these things, and then on top of that, we're performing sexual acts on one another. Kadeen said that's how he learned about sex, by performing sexual acts on his siblings. It was just a lot of messed up stuff. And the older sister, they kind of resent her because she didn't have to live that life. She lived with grandma. She was able to eat when she wanted to and what she wanted to. She had her own bed. She lived what is essentially a normal childhood life. She didn't have to go with being only fed 2 pieces of bread and water for a whole month of time, or only if you want to eat, either perform a sexual act on your siblings or get beat. Or I'm going to beat you until you perform these sexual acts on your siblings. A lot of messed up. Kadeen and his sister, we found out that they were taken away from their mother from birth. Soon as she gave birth to them, they were immediately taken away. And they spent 11 years in a foster care system and before eventually being adopted. Now, you know, going from foster home to foster home, like, it's a lot when, first of all, you know, you're taken away from your mother. Now you're ripped from your mother. You don't know why, what's going on. You're a child. And then sometimes being separated from your siblings. This case, they were kept together and were forced to abuse each other. They were eventually adopted. Like I said earlier, he learned about sex by performing a sexual act on his siblings. At around 15 or something like that, his adopted mother was like, you gay, so we gonna go somewhere so we can pray this gay away. And I'm pretty sure that he was abused a lot because of being gay. Now, Shalimar is the oldest one, and she lived what they would consider a privileged life. You was with grandma, got to eat what you wanted to, when you wanted to, got to play outside. You didn't have to undergo all the things we went through, but Shalimar, she wasn't raised by the mama, she was raised by grandma. Now, we never know who the daddy is or the daddies are, because I'm assuming if the mama was on drugs, there's a good chance that, she slept with somebody to get some money and she ended up pregnant. I don't know if that's actually factual, but this is what I'm going to assume. Now, Shalimar said that the mom had a chance to stay with her and the great grandma, but she chose to be with some man, and the grandma ended up keeping her and raising her when she was 4 months old. But while they thought she was out here, you know, living a life of leisure and privilege, she was also molested as a child by someone who was supposed to be there for her. They didn't get into specifics about who it was that molested her, but it was somebody close to the family. So while this whole time they thought that she had the perfect childhood, you know, she wasn't performing sexual acts on her siblings, but, you know, it was, you know, somebody had taken advantage of her. Now, at no point, you know, the mama shows up. She really don't want to have nothing to do with them or anything to do with each other, because she's probably embarrassed that, you know, my drug issues caused these things to happen to my children. Now, Kadeem already said that he feels nothing for his mother because he doesn't know her. If she was to die tomorrow, he would have no feelings. And, you know, you shouldn't feel that way about somebody who brought you into this world. But, you know, she brought you into this world, but she didn't, you know, make you the person who you are now. You're trying to do better and everything and all this stuff. But, you know, you and your siblings have this anger towards each other because of what you guys were forced to do to each other. Now, I'm just thinking, like, this person who attacked me, I'm angry with this person, but I shouldn't be angry with this person because they were forced to do this because, like, they was hungry. They didn't want to get beat. They didn't want to get beat unconscious. They didn't want to be in the closet for 3 or 4 days. Like, just imagine you surviving off of two slices of bread and water for a month's time. Now, I remember watching a show, and I believe it was on Oprah like some years ago, like 10, 12 years ago. These siblings were adopted, and they were starved. They were like 14, 15 years old, but they looked like they was like 7, 8 years old. The mother, I think the parents were like a pastor in a church, thinking that, you know, this man did good raising these kids. All the while he's starving them, putting layers and layers of clothes on them so they look like they healthy. I forgot what happened, but, you know, I'm glad those kids got out of that situation. But, like, what kind of messed up individual would you have to be to bring somebody into your house just so you can abuse and torture them? So, y'all, I believe this is a part 1, so maybe part 2 we'll get the mom in and get her side of the story. But this one is like, you know, seeing what these siblings went through and how to come out on the other side without all the anger. Because it's going to be some anger. We're just like, you got to let that anger go because it's going to fester inside of you. So that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. It is free all day, every day, free 99. If you return and you a family member, one of my peoples, well, welcome back. Tell your people to tell their people to come over here and be one of my peoples. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.